Hello, friends. Welcome to this channel, Center of Excellence, Pharma 4. In this episode, I'm going to discuss about role of dashboards into pharma digital transformation. As you know, decisions are very important. Data-driven decision making is the focus of our concept in digital transformation. So, in this episode, I want to discuss more onto these dashboards actually. As you are aware, we have a concept of Center of Excellence Pharma 4, which has got an objective or a goal that how various emerging technologies can help pharma industry to achieve operational business excellence by solving their problems, solving their challenges by adoption of these technologies. As you know, emerging technologies like cloud, artificial intelligence, machine learning, IoT, blockchain, robotics, chatbot, various new technologies are coming up. Each technology has got its own strength, and in collaboration, in coordination, in interfaces with the other technologies, company can achieve operational business excellence and achieve pharma. So these details are already been discussed onto our website, onto Udemy platform, which has got a 20 modules course onto smart manufacturing in pharma. YouTube channel has got around 350 videos which are covering from business strategy, business plans, various technologies, their transformation, change management, and going up to the systems audit validation. Podcast channel which you are listening has got 75 episodes, and this again cover the same topics, but keeping in mind what are the recent advancements into the technology, what are the new requirements coming up from the pharma industry. Our book series has got 7 books now, which are available onto Amazon Kindle and paperback. So let's start with an agenda. From the dashboard point of view, I will give you a brief introduction. Then we have to think about the centralized data and a real-time insight. That is what is the objective, and how this data consolidation will take place from the real-time access. Uh, Small case studies also I will discuss and share with you how this operational excellence and efficiencies will come by deciding about the key performance indicators, and that can help you in a data driven decision making, how the trends can be identified into the operational point of view as well as the regulatory compliances, enhance the decision making with artificial intelligence and predictive analytics, how those things will help for the better decisions, improved collaboration and transparency between various departments, various geographic areas and plants and all that, regulatory compliances and reporting, user experiences and accessibility, some summary table I have drafted for you, and conclusion. Now, coming to that introduction, is the role of a dashboard is objective is that the corporate will have, or all the decision makers will have some quick data into a graphical form or at a tabular form to take a data driven decision making. It should really help. And this data is not just the data which is there onto a historical basis, but it is the actual real time data. The real time data could be about the distribution, about the stocks, about the market requirement, about the planning, about the material availability, about the quality results, about the process parameters. So everything needs to be taken into consideration. Today, decision making is becoming more and more challenges because requires only your database decision, but you have to use the data again for your future planning also. You may be expecting some disruptions and what needs to be taken up. So all those things are there. So you have to think strategically. As strategic agility is really required and expected into that. So this requires a data consolidation and real-time data capturing actually. So unified data consolidation is required for the data which is really coming from the different sources. Now these sources may be inside the factory, outside the factory. As we talk about the complete entire integrated digital supply chain management, we are looking at it from the demand driven this data. Basically it could be demand for forecasting, it could be market demand or something like that, which gets converted into your sales and operation planning and finally goes up to the delivery of the products or drugs to the patients and all this. So the entire thing. So we are really generating and capturing the data from the entire supply chain management, sales and all that. And also requires to be integrated with the compliances and all. This requires a real-time access actually, which is most important. So, and it has to be an instant thing. We cannot really wait for yesterday's data to take today or tomorrow's decision. No, we have to work on today's data, real-time data, and all that. So that is what is going to be very important in today's scenario into the supply chain management. So this requires to give you a visual interface actually. As I was mentioning to you, uh, today we don't have really time to do that analysis. The technologies like artificial intelligence and machine learning can help you to pinpoint they can suggest you but finally the decision making can be remain with you, and that will help basically with a quickly visual interface actually. And this is what is the idea or objective of designing the dashboards and all that. So reduction into the manual efforts or automate the data consolidations and reporting will you save time and efforts taken. So a large pharma company based on to the entire data going into a dashboard with a real-time thing and all, they help in achieving the better inventory management, better demand planning. They help in better workforce productivity. See the people, the skills which are working at a manufacturing level, if they get inputs, whether availability of machines or availability of materials and all, naturally their productivity also goes up. There also achieves a better optimize the performance and uh, this is the achievements. The compliance documentation is there. So data-driven decision making starts from that level also. So visibility into the key performance areas. So some of those areas which I try to mention it over here is related to manufacturing output. Now, when I mention manufacturing output, it is basically output is could be into the product, could be into batches, or the product which is approved product or the in time product. When we talk mention about the OTIF, complete output in time and in full quantities and all that is what is the thing which is really expected, because you are going to link up your material, you are going to think about machine utilizations, everything, or the finally the quality metrics is also there, and then that also links to the inventory levels and finally the supply chain efficiency. So you can define your key performance indicators based on to your priority areas and all that, but your KPIs can come onto the dashboard, and then that dashboard can really help you to achieve those excellence and all. And this will help you in reduction in cost and improvements into the product quality and all that. So trend identification and regulatory compliances. you have to see the trends. There are trend for any particular product which is going to manufacturing stages. How those process parameters are moving? Are they in a limit or are they increasing or decreasing? What is that trend is there? Is it going to affect or is going to affect the quality of the product or a batch or something like that? If that is going to affect, what is your remedy? What is the necessary taken actions to be taken? All those you have to really start thinking about it. So this will assist in the forecasting about the future developments also. If you find that these issues are detected in time, you can solve those future problems or disruptions and all that. So minimize those risks are there. And this also gets linked up to the regulatory compliance documentation. So the trend identification also seen onto your dashboards into a graphical form can really help you to improve your decision makings and all that. Now, when you see the trend, your artificial intelligence and machine learning can get integrated. It will also analyze the historical data and do the necessary forecasting, predictive analytics, and all that. It may be related to either demand planning, demand forecasting, or it could be any risk analysis from product quantity or the quality or something like that, and can recommend those actions and all that sort of thing. So this is where we say, ki, okay, how your emerging technologies can help you with the latest data for a decision making, which is also getting projected onto your dashboard. So that is how that whole cycle is really going to work and all that. So if you're having all the data, if there is likely to be a possibility of supply chain disruptions, you can immediately identify. It could be uh, probably the challenges into your material availability, or could be questions about the preventive maintenance required or to your equipment, or any other challenges, maybe manpower availability or anything. So artificial intelligence from your dashboard can really identify those issues, and it can help you or change or according to your strategies and all that sort of thing. So forecasting the regulatory risk is also beneficial. So both areas, either it could be operational or it could be a regulatory requirement, both are identified and you can take a correction. Now, improved collaboration can build up a transparency. Since we are talking about the democratization of the informations and all that. So, dashboard will break down into the various silos within the organization. As I mentioned it to you, the silos are presently over there onto the analog system. Here, we are also considering that with a digital concept also. It could be about the market requirement or demand forecasting. It could be planning. It could be procurement. It could be quality. It could be manufacturing, or it could be plant maintenance. So the dashboard will break down into these particular silos, and uh, entire collaboration will really help you with all your executives, or shuffler teams, or researchers, or compliance team to work onto this particular decision making and all that. And these visual dashboards will create a common language for everyone into the organization, whatever level, whatever department he is working, will help and all that. And then it will build project efficiency also and reduce the coordinated errors and all that. Now, we want to really link up this with the regulatory compliances also, because regulatory compliances also will require a dashboard. So there will be different dashboards. One will be for the top management in the different areas, but the dashboards will be there separately for planning, for distribution, for a quality also. So similarly, a quality compliance also will is going to be very important thing, and compliance monitoring also will really help in building up all that dashboard for the decision making, quality department and all that. Now we have to also think about the user experiences. No, the users at a various levels, from the top management to operating level, also now they have a different expectations from the uh, decision making about the data. So you have to define a user friendly dashboard. It should be customizable interfaces from based on to the personalized experiences. It could be a particular time period, it could be particular product, or it could be particular specific quality parameters or something like that. And this should be accessible across the various devices also. So you can have it on a mobile, you can have it on a computer screens or something like that. And then that will help in monitoring the key metrics. I mentioned some of those KPIs in earlier slides also. So depending upon the decision making, they can track that important data. And at the same time, it should have a control also. No, not that data everything will be available to everybody. It has to have that secure data. So securing the data integration is also very important, and it should really protect the sensitive data, no, which is to be only shared with those for whom it is relevant and all that. So I just tried to make some summary table over here. Is that if you have a real-time data integration, it will have an impact of the faster, better informed decisions at a global level. If you are looking at it as the operational optimization, you have to focus on to manufacturing, inventory, and supply chain performance. If you are looking more from the predictive analytics, you can adopt to that mainly for the demand forecasting. If you are looking from the compliance monitoring, you have to really streamline those regulatory requirement documentation from the quality angle also. And then collaboration and transparency can really help to integrate with all cross-functional teamwork and all stakeholders and all that thing. And finally, we have to really keep it in mind the user experiences, the greater adaptability, mobility, and data security. So whatever I discussed into my earlier slide, I thought I will just summarize this onto one table. So hope I think we have been able to get a feel of that the concept of dashboard and how it is really going to help and all that. And dashboards are the strategic enablers is there, which will help in transforming the raw material data to the actionable insights which is there, and that will drive the operational excellence and all, which will help in supporting agile data driven culture among the organization, which is essential to achieve the pharma goal. So this is helpful into the digital transformations also. Hope I gave you a brief idea about the dashboard and how dashboards can really contribute it, how the data driven will be analyzed, how it will be placed graphically, and how AI and ML can help you to show the trends to help you to take a better decisions and all. It's also discussed onto our various other platforms. Hope you will get a feel of that also. Do share your thoughts and comments and suggestions. Share with your network also. Thank you. Bye.